Get yourself a drink and some snacks to start chilling with Ken and Cosmo. You are now listening to Tune In and Chill.
Oh shit, I hit my microphone. Okay.
Peaking.
All right. We're now rolling. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Cosmo.
And my name is Ken, and you're listening in to Tune In and Chill.
Perfect. Tonight, or good morning, I guess.
Good afternoon for me.
Good afternoon for you. It's good evening for me. It's 9:40 at night.
Okay.
Tonight's topic is starting a podcast in 2020.
Yeah, so having said that, why are we starting a podcast? That's a question that a lot of people are going to ask. Since we both obviously have YouTube channels of our own, so, why are we starting one, I guess?
Well, I think for me, one of the biggest things is not being able to just relax and just talk. It's one way to practice keeping up a conversation and talking in front of a camera. Like that's one of the big things for me. Definitely.
I think starting a podcast, not only is it trending right now, I think also it's just the fact that we need something to get away from our own channels, because our own channels are all about photography and videography, and it's kind of we want to get away from that just because we don't feel trapped into a certain niche that we have to talk about, and we don't want to make it seem like, I don't know, just another place where we can just talk about anything. That's why I think I'm starting a podcast anyways, and I hope, it resonates with other people.
I think the other thing is a lot of people like listening to other people talk. Like, and instead of just going like cut to like scripted things. Right. I think listening to like a natural conversation about random things or whatever the topic is pretty interesting. Like,
I think so.
I find that pretty interesting.
Yeah, especially hearing us talk and ramble on. Freaking.
Oh, we can ramble on.
Yeah, we can literally go on, but we'll get off topic. I think that's the unexpectedness of our podcast is like we'll talk about something, but we might go off topic. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other I guess the third thing is podcasts are growing in popularity.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I think Joe Rogan sparked it. And I think the reason for that is because of the video content. People are watching it. And so because you're now watching Joe Rogan, you've got something to see and listen to. Yeah. You're going to be more tuned in. And now once you've got your audience and you're like, oh, it's Joe or whoever the podcaster is. And now when you can't watch it, you can listen to just the podcast.
Right. So
like I think a lot of people are visual people, and being able to see like the people talk and the expressions, and I'm a very talkative person with my hands. Like I think it just adds to the storytelling.
It's the Italian in you, man.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
Who was it? I think it was Howard Stern. So he had like a radio show quite a while ago, but he started to do like video. Yeah. And I think that's when he started having guests on the show and they would do different things. But I think his was an actual radio show, not a podcast. And then I think that kind of sparked everything to be more visual for even radio's sake. So I think he started a trend there, not knowing that he did.
I also think people really like learning about things.
I think so too.
Like, and just listening to different stories. Like if you have like a guest or a host that's able to keep you engaged, like you want to know what happens next.
That's true. It's kind of like a good TV, like Netflix series that you go through.
Yeah. Like for me, like when it comes to like the making videos and stuff, for me, it's about storytelling. And even though this is more talking, I like to try my best to make it a good story.
Yeah, I think so. You're a good storyteller. So if no one knows Cosmo, he's like a super good storyteller. So listening to him, I could just probably listen to you all day. So it's good for me too.
We've got lots of stories.
Yeah. So I think the next thing is, since we're kind of on the topic of visual, our video podcasts starting to be more popular because we don't see too many of them around. Although there are people that do it, but do you think video podcast is something that is going to be the next big thing?
I think so, and I think Spotify is trying to jump on that trend. Like Spotify is creating a whole new, I guess, platform for video podcasts. They have a few certain podcasters already with the video. I don't know when or if they're going to open up to everybody else, but I think Joe Rogan's supposed to be going on there, and that's Spotify's push into video podcasting. Because it, again, the whole visuals, which is why they want video, and I think Instagram has something to do with it too, to be honest.
Oh, really? Why is that?
So with Instagram, like if you look top performing posts are more videos than photos.
Yeah.
So it's just that whole visual, that aspect of it being visual.
Oh, I see. I'm
just trying to say is everyone's turned into more like a visual. I'm seeing visuals so many times. But like instead of just hearing the podcast, I think being able to put a face to who's talking, being able to like, actually, instead of trying to visualize in your head, you can actually see it. I don't know. Right. I think it's helping.
I think some people, though, when it was like the radio days and that was popular, some people like to stay anonymous back then. So you wouldn't really know who the actual person is. They'll just kind of introduce themselves as like the DJ. And then people would just kind of listen to them and they won't really know who that is. And I think some people actually like it that way. But I guess this is another avenue for people who already are creating, or I actually went on to podcasts on Apple and Spotify as well, and I actually realized that there's a lot of YouTubers on these platforms for podcasting.
Yeah, there's lots.
Like I didn't even know, because I don't really listen to podcasts that often up until the point that we were gonna start a podcast, and I was just trying to listen to what other people do. But I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know, like, Peter McKinnon and Matty Hapoya. You got guys like MKHB who has one as well. So yeah, I was very surprised.
There's quite a few. I think what's you're gonna start to see is like how everyone was trying to get into YouTube, like for the video. I think you see a lot of people trying to go into the podcast market now because it's really starting to shine.
Yeah. I think who is that one person that you listen to, or that you recommended me to listen to?
Call Her Daddy?
Yeah, that's hilarious. But like
I think it's awesome.
But like obviously she's a person who started off as like a nobody, right? And then it was her and another friend or something. And then
from my understanding, it was her and her friend. I can't remember the exact story. And they pitched the idea to Barstool Sports or something like that. Originally it was her. And then she pitched the idea to Barstool Sports, and they're like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Let's do it." And she goes, "Oh, can I do it with my friend?" or something like that.
Oh,
and I think that's how that started.
Did she start the actual podcast without Barstools first, or did she have I
don't think so. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure.
I see.
I don't think so.
I see.
Someone should fact check below.
Yeah, because I was thinking, that'd be pretty impressive, because if you look onto the top 10 list of podcasts, it's mostly all like commercial grade people who can actually put in the production work to make podcasts, not really like the small time people.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
they're pretty big.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe we can get up there one day, but hopefully, yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Hopefully.
that was like a hopefully.
It's just like winning the lotto, right? Just keep playing,
Yeah.
and one day you might just hit it.
That's true. Yeah, but I think podcasts, yeah, I don't know what the next trend after podcast is, but I think podcasts will continue for several years.
I think if we ever get to like holograms, I think it'd be like filming yourself in a hologram. So when you put the headset in or something, it's like right in front of you, as if you're actually talking to the person.
I thought there was a phone company that was already trying to do holograms.
Red was trying to do it, or sort of. The red phone, the hydrogen phone, or something like that.
Oh,
I don't know whatever happened. I don't know what happened to that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I was like,
But it wasn't like a
Holograms would
hologram.
be-
It was just when you look at the screen, it looked 3D.
oh, speaking of that, I always wanted to test those. Kind of going off topic from the podcast, but I wanted to kind of like try those, on Wish.
Yeah.
Like wish.com where you can buy like really, really cheap stuff. And they're all like made from China, like everything else.
Yeah.
But there was a little, it's like a little projector. And then you can connect the Bluetooth, I think, to your computer.
Yeah.
And then it projects like a little keyboard onto your table.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I really, really wanted to try one of those, but I think I saw like another YouTuber do a review on it. The response was actually pretty good, surprisingly.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I think there's also a phone that has that like built in, and it like projects, and you can just type on any surface.
I believe that iPads or any tablet for that matter is going to go into that technology. Like, you know how right now they have like an attachment that you can buy for like a keyboard
Yeah.
that like magnetically attaches or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it'll eventually change into something that is going to be like maybe a little bit of a projector, and then it's going to project like a keyboard out.
That'd be pretty cool. Any surface is your surface.
Yeah. I wonder if it works in the air.
Actually, BMW, I think it was a couple of years ago, they were showing off this new technology for 3D touch, pretty much. And you're touching the air and you'd feel the vibration. So like your touch panel would be the air. And I can't remember exactly, but they had one of the technicians talking. She was talking about it. And it's got something to do with was it one of the sound waves? So when you touch, it vibrates because it's the waves.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't remember the exact science behind it, but it has something to do with the frequency waves, and you can, depending on where you touch, like the waves hit different.
Interesting. That's pretty interesting. I think technology is gonna evolve like crazy because I watched. Having said that, I was watching SpaceX. On YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the latest episode, but they basically had Elon Musk do the presentation of a neurotransmitter, which was implanted in a couple pigs.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I think the highlight of it wasn't actually the neurotransmitter itself. It was actually Elon Musk's speech, because I never knew how bad he was at public presentation. Because he was like, does he have a stuttering issue?
I think what it is his mind is racing so fast he physically can't keep up with his mind.
Because it seems like he has stage fright or something that's like, I don't know, he kept stuttering and, he was like, yeah, like, No,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But here's the one thing is when he's given his presentations, he doesn't dumb it down. Like, he's not talking to you like you're an idiot.
Right.
Like if you watch some of his other stuff, like when he's talking about the rockets or like Starship, like he's going in like with fucking with scientific names.
Right.
So it's just like he's just telling you as it is, and he's not dumbing it down.
Yeah. Which I think they should have like subtitles for people like me that don't know any science.
Yeah, to be honest, I'll need that too, because yeah. But
I was like, yeah, I kind of follow along.
But since you brought it up, what is your take on that Neuralink? Like, would you go ahead and get an implant?
Well, see, that Neuralink, I think is actually very good for people who are like paraplegic or, you know, that have been paralyzed of any kind. So their nervous system can function off of this chip. So they might be able to be like mobile again, like out of the wheelchair.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it's trying to head into. But in general, of a brain chip of any kind into me, I probably won't get it unless it's like, I don't know, like 100 years advance. Like, you know, like I wouldn't be too confident with it.
I would probably wait till it's tested, tried, and true before going into it.
Like everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think it'd be pretty cool being able to like talk to people without actually talking. Like, especially if you're in a room where you can't talk and you just need to be like, yo, what's going on? But you can't talk. You can just think it.
Yeah.
Or like if you know you're about to have a stroke before you have a stroke and it tells you or something like that. Like I think that's pretty handy. And it calls 911 automatically.
Right.
And then like some of the stuff that Elon wants to cure is like amazing, like ADHD, or was it like anxiety? I can't remember if he said ADHD, depression, like stuff like that. And then restoring like eyesight for blindness, motor skills. Like that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I think technology will evolve into something of a chip. Like they already have people inserting chip into their wrists as far as like, let's say for work, for employee wise.
Yeah.
And then your employer will tell you to insert a chip if you agree to it. If you don't agree to it, you're going to get fired anyways.
You're not going to get the job.
And then I think, I don't know what country it was, but they, in Europe somewhere, they like started that test. And I think it was like 300 employees or something. And then basically you would clock in and out by scanning your wrist onto like a machine. And then it would basically tell you that you're clocked in, you're clocked out, lunch break, whatever. But I don't know in the long term, like, you might be actually, like this might be the actual procedure when you're born. And that's, I think, the scary part is like, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's going to be scary. It might be scary for a person who doesn't have a chip in you, and then your kids might have it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like it's something that they'll just do it as a procedural thing, whether to keep tabs on you,
like a staple gun. All right, he's born. Click.
Yeah, exactly. Like no, but like, can you imagine like if they develop a chip into something where you don't need a wallet anymore because all your cash and credit cards is going to be on a chip, so you can scan it when you pay. Like it's going to be convenient, right? They're going to push the convenience side of this technology, but not letting you know what the actual behind the scenes is like. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be like a movie. I swear.
I think before we get to all of that, I think it's going to solve a lot of big issues, and then it'll get turned into a commercialized thing like that.
Yeah. Well, see, they gotta like portray it as a good thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They can't be like, oh yeah, by the way, the side effects or the fact that you're getting monitored by the government 24/7. But I think the fact is, like, you're getting monitored by the government. Anyway,
I was just gonna say, it's like
right
your phone is already doing everything. They already know we're having this conversation. The moment you download an app from any country, right now they're talking about how TikTok is stealing intelligence, and that may be true, but I feel like any app out there that is made by Microsoft or, anyone who's an app developer,
they too can have your information, and you're already giving that permission once you accept that policy to use that app. So, and they did a test. I saw it on what's that Canadian news?
CBC?
CTV? CBC?
CBC, CTV?
So like, yeah, one of those. And then they did a kind of like a experiment, and they made their own app, and they basically wrote in the conditions, terms and conditions, but obviously terms and conditions is like really long, pages. So nobody actually reads through it, right? So in one of the paragraphs, it clearly stated that we are able to access all your phone data, including your photos, videos, camera, phone conversations, text messages, whatever, right? So then they just go around to different people and they ask them, oh, can we, do you mind downloading a test app? We're doing an experiment, and all you need to do is just download this app and just do a survey on, I think it was like a surveying app or something. I forgot exactly what it was, but anyways, it was something that they had to use. And throughout that, I think what it was like 2 weeks to like 3 weeks that they used it, because they gained permission to their devices, they had access to everything. They can actually see through the front-facing camera of your phone live, and not knowing that it's on. And you can be texting someone or whatever you'd be doing. They actually have a recording of it. They have your text conversations and everything. I think there was one person within the experiment, like at the end, they basically go back to them and be like, oh, by the way, this was a test done by, CTV or whatever. There's this one lady that got super pissed. She was like, I never agreed to this, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, technically you press accept and you did kind of agree to it. So yeah.
I think Apple's trying like to be transparent with this, especially in the new iOS 14. Like it's like apparently in the App Store, they're going to try and make it so before you download the app, it tells you like what permissions the apps want. So the example Apple used, I think, was when you go to like buy food, there's a nutrition facts on there and it tells you what's in it. Well, same idea with the app, tells you what the app wants. And then
because I think so that's iOS.
That's
14.
iOS 14, yeah.
Oh,
and then other cool, like I've been using the beta for a while. The other really cool thing is whenever your camera's on, it'll actually show a green dot in the top right corner, so you know if an app is using your camera, or if it's just the microphone, you see a yellow dot, so you'll know. And they've even gone as far as seeing if apps are reading your clipboard. And I think it was TikTok was caught. I think Instagram was caught, and I forget who the other company was. They're all reading your clipboard. And they're all like, oh, it's just a bug, or oh, it's just a feature.
Yeah, they're gonna weasel. They're gonna try to weasel out of that one.
Yeah. So maybe it really was a bug.
I noticed.
I don't know.
Yeah, but what's not a bug is the fact that Instagram. Have you heard that news where this guy? So you know how you can ask for the history of your account, apparently, like the whole like cache of your account. And then so this guy apparently asked Instagram for it, and you can just do it by the app. And he got that file from Instagram, and he noticed that posts that he's deleted or conversations that he's deleted way back, dating back like a year or something, they still kept those logs. So it's never been deleted, actually.
Honestly, I'm a strong believer on once it's out on the internet, it's forever. Like there is no permanent delete. It's there.
Right. Yeah. So that is something that I kind of heard from that news, and I think that went viral for like the whole internet in terms of how Instagram keeps your information. I think a lot of people are kind of pissed about it. For me, I'm not really like pissed about it. But yeah, I was actually going to move on to talking about Google, because obviously we use Google Drive and stuff like that. But apparently, like everything, we learned about this a long time ago when we were doing the marketing company back then. The fact that Google Drive, once you put something on there, like Google owns it type of thing.
I remember something like that. Did they change the policy? Is it still like that?
I think it's still like that. I think
I can't remember.
OneDrive is the one that doesn't do that. But I think Google still has that, where if you put anything on there, like a video, like photo, documents, whatever.
I think we should fact check that just to be safe.
Yeah. I knew it was back then, right? Like, I definitely know it was back then. It definitely was something that Google did.
I do remember a while back, and I don't remember what site it was. Whatever you post, they kept, like, it was their content. Yeah. I don't remember what site that was, but it could have been Google Drive, but I don't remember. Do you own Google Drive content?
I wish Google had like a Siri thing where
here we go. So Google's terms of service here. Google Drive allows you to upload, submit, store, and send receive content. As described in the Google terms of service, your content remains yours. We do not claim ownership in any of your content, including text, data, information, and files that you upload, share, or store.
Oh, good.
So yeah, they don't
did they
claim that.
Update that, or has that always been like that? Or maybe
that
it was just a rumor.
Yeah, it could have been a rumor, but this is effective March 31st, 2020. Previous version was 2018. Let's see here. Located.
Yeah, I thought it was something to do with owning it, but yeah.
So even in 2018, it says Google Drive allows you to upload. It's the same thing.
Oh, when we were doing it, when was that? It was like
2016, 15, 2016,
16. Yeah.
We got to go double check what that was. That was so long ago.
Yeah, that was very, very long time. But yeah, that was nostalgic days back then.
Yeah.
Now we're considered like YouTubers.
We're content creators.
Yeah, we're content creators. But like, having said that, do you think being called a YouTuber, like, if you ever became a full-time YouTuber, would you consider yourself a YouTuber as like your title, or would you not like that like stigma behind it?
Oh no, I would totally embrace it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want YouTuber or content creator. I don't know.
Because that was like a thing that I was listening to. I think it was like Chris Howe or something with Lizzie Pierce, and they were kind of talking about how, just YouTuber before, I think people were a little bit adamant on saying it because they thought that there was a certain stigma behind being a YouTuber and how it's like a casual thing that people do and it's not too professional.
I think the biggest issue is a lot of things are just like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a YouTuber. And people are like, well, that's not a real job. Like, go get a real job. Go become a doctor or something.
Right.
That was like 10 years ago. Now it's like YouTube is everywhere. Like, video content is king.
Right.
So now when you're like, you're a YouTuber, people be like, oh, well, good for you, right?
Yeah.
But if you said that 10 years ago, they'd laugh at you.
Yeah. I think nowadays, I think you're right. Like, it's more accepted. And the fact that if you do say it, I think more people are almost intrigued of what you potentially do on your channel.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do? What do you film?
Yeah. And then they might be your next subscriber or word of mouth type of thing. So I think that's pretty good. But yeah, I think a lot of people, like some people still don't like it. I think it's because it's not really the fact of not liking the title of YouTuber. It's more like the position of where you're at within your channel. So for example, what I mean by that is like, if you're like us, where we don't have too many subscribers, and
I don't have any subscribers.
Make sure you go follow Cosmo, guys. But no, I was just saying, like, if you don't have many subscribers, you don't really want to call yourself a YouTuber because you don't really make money from it. You know, if you're not monetized or you have sponsors or big accounts.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel like, oh, I don't really want to call myself a YouTuber because I don't really make a living off of it. But then if you're like a big account, have over 100,000 subscribers or 1 million, then sure, I think a lot of people would embrace it just because they're doing something that they love and they're making money from it. So I think there's kind of like a barrier of when to say you're a YouTuber for some people.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Once you've got a little bit of a following and, you know, and then you've been doing it like pretty steady.
Yeah. That's another thing too, like keeping consistency with content and everything. Then I think like if you do like 6 months of YouTube, I don't think you can really call yourself a YouTuber. Comparatively to like people who've done it for years. So unless, you know, all of a sudden in 6 months you just take off, you know, viral content. Now you're a YouTuber.
Now you're a big star.
Yeah. So that could
trending.
Also be, yeah. That'll be our goal, to be on the trending page one day. We'll see what that's like.
Right now, dude, I'm just trying to focus on making a video one day at a time. Not even thinking about that. Just let's get a video out. Let's get a good video out. Get in the habit of uploading, you know, on a somewhat of a schedule.
Yeah.
And then we can focus on those numbers.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of uploading, there is that challenge, right, for Artlist and ArtGrid.
Yeah.
For making AG Edit Challenge. It was what it was called. Yeah. So I think a lot of people should hop on that because it's a good opportunity. And I think it's good for even people that are just starting out because all the footage is already there on ArtGrid and Artlist as well for music. So to be able to kind of create a film with that type and then get to kind of know how to edit footage that's already been taken by someone else, at least you can kind of learn from the editing standpoint. So, and then I think it was like 35,000 in prizes.
Yeah, $35,000 in total in prizes. Yeah.
In total, yeah. So, and you know what I looked at? I looked at their website, which is artgrid.io. And then I looked at the competition and how to enter. What was a little confusing to me was the fact that they had like 4 winner type of things where it's like first place, second place, third, and then there was like judges picks. But in their kind of intro video that they have for the competition on their YouTube channel, they said there's 10 winners. Well, possible 10 winners. So I'm thinking there's like top 3, and then there's like 7 people. I was confused about that too. Yeah. So I think there's like 7 people that are judges picks, and then there's top 3 of the entire competition.
Right.
So yeah.
To be honest, I was a little confused too. Yeah.
But anyways, I made my video, so
I'm working on redoing mine. Is I literally went ahead and you know I went ahead. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a little 30-second advertisement or the 90-second video, and I started putting it together. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should go see what the sample footage looks like. And I watched their 30-second ad trailer of the car. And I was like, well, this is pretty, not exactly, but I mean, I used different shots of the car, but that was the idea I was going for. I was like, all right, we're gonna scrap this and we're gonna change it because I'm gonna lose on the creativity points.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try see if I can make it a little more different.
Yeah. You know what's I actually started to go on to ArtGrid and then just searching through different types of footages. And then I was starting to put stuff into the cart to check out and to download all the sample files. But then I noticed that for some reason, because of the entire like pandemic that's going around in the world right now, all the footages that I saw were like pandemic related.
There's a lot of pandemic related footage.
Yeah, and I was like, why is everything COVID? And then obviously, bless you. But obviously, with having said, I was like, mentally, I wasn't thinking of doing that type of movie or movie trailer or ad or anything like that. And then all of a sudden I just kind of like started clicking and noticed that half my footages were about the pandemic. And I was like, I need to go and change this. So I literally went back, scrapped it all, and I just thought of a completely new idea. And yeah, I think I took about 2 hours to find all the footages that I wanted. And then I took another 3 hours to edit the entire thing.
Have you uploaded it yet? No,
I
right?
have not.
Yeah.
So what I did was I was actually thinking of, so I had a little bit of a dilemma whether I should upload the video itself or kind of do like another YouTube video of mine and then introducing like the competition itself and then showing my video within my own video that I usually make. So then I kind of went with that. Instead of putting out a 1.5-minute movie trailer, which I did, I just kind of included in my daily or weekly video for my YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
And then
just make sure you upload it separately though, because you need it to enter the conversation. You need to enter just the video for the competition too.
Yeah. So I was thinking that's going to be up, like my YouTube video for the week is going to be uploaded tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I will post shortly after, like pretty much right after my actual video onto YouTube as well.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. But I feel like, because they were saying that one of the, not the criteria, I guess it's a criteria, but like they were saying, we would take into consideration of how many likes you get on your video.
So somebody commented down there, and it's one of the aspects, but it's not like super important, but it is a aspect.
It's not going to be like a do or die situation.
Yeah, but, exactly.
Well, I was kind of like, well, see, for me, if I was to ever like run a competition like that, I feel like it's a little unfair in a sense. If you do kind of base likes into one of the criterias. Only because there are people that I saw, if you type in AG Edit Challenge onto YouTube, the actual search, and then all the videos come up. And then there are some people, it kind of organizes by popularity, I guess. And there was a guy who had like 7,000 subscribers and, you know, had, I think like 200 likes or whatever. And then everyone else is not really a YouTuber, but they wanted to enter the competition. So they posted it and they have like 0 subscribers, 6 subscribers. You know, some people don't have any profile photos. Like, it's kind of like they're only getting like 6-10 likes, like, you know.
I honestly, I agree. I really don't think that should be part of the criteria. But as long
I hope it doesn't really weigh in that much.
As maybe if it's like 1 point, fine. But like there's some people with like 2 subscribers out there that want to enter.
Yeah.
As long as ArtGrid goes and they watch every single video and they score it properly, then I'm fine with it.
Right. Because otherwise I was thinking, oh, why don't they just like make people upload it onto ArtGrid? You know, like if they made like a separate page where they make you upload the content onto their kind of hosting page, and then people can just go on there and vote. Like, you know how they have like modeling competitions for like photos and stuff? And then you just, I see it all the time because on like Facebook, people are like, vote for me, vote for me.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. But like, yeah, that would have been more fair, I think, for in terms of like to replace the likes if they were trying to go that route.
We'll see what happens. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope, I don't know. I just hope people start creating. I think there's a lot of people right now that are at home. Some people are jobless. But I feel like people should not really forget about creating. I think I'm trying to push that into my own personal channel as well, just to like start creating. And I think creativity runs in all of us.
Everyone's got their own story to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just telling it.
That's
That's the hard part.
Yeah. And I would love for this podcast to eventually like have people kind of come on as well, like a live session almost, or like a pre-recorded session. It doesn't really matter, but like to have people come on as a subscriber or follower and kind of tell their story.
That'd be awesome.
So, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like we're all out of time. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next time.
See you guys.
I forgot to thank everyone. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning. Okay, one more time. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. My